We are live. This is Jeff Lichtenstein with Echo Fine Properties. And we've got 3 open houses today, and then we're going to do a spotlight on our agent, Penny Burke. And then at 2 o'clock, we have a interview with the Journey to Wellness, which we all need a journey to wellness these days. It's a yoga studio, and we're going to learn a little bit about yoga and wellness in today's age. So we're going to start today with Adam Bendeson. And Adam, first of all, how many bow ties do you have?
Dozen.
You were muted for a second. So there's a dozen?
Probably a couple of dozen.
A couple of dozen. So that's 30, about 35 bow ties or so?
Well, a couple of dozen is only 24, but somewhere in that name.
Oh yeah, you're right. My math was a little
30.
Yeah, it's Saturday, so I'm entitled. Is that your favorite bow tie?
Well, yellow is my favorite color, so that works.
And what is your most unique bow tie?
I have a bow tie that has dreidels on it.
Okay, well, next time we'll have to see that, or on one of the Jewish holidays for sure. So do you want to start out with the video of it, or do you want to go right to your pictures?
Whatever you would, we could go to the video. That's fine.
Okay, so let me do that first.
There it is. That's the community room, actually. So that they had just redone their community room there at the Reaches, a full bar. That's their gym, their in-building gym, set up similarly to a cruise ship. Oh, now you're in the lobby. That's how you enter the building. And
the views there is pretty amazing.
The views there are absolutely stunning. I have visited it just for the views, even if I go early for showings, just so I could take in the views.
And are you getting both in there, ocean views and intracoastal?
Yes, the corner of the building that this unit is on shows both a full ocean view and the intracoastal views.
You know what people don't understand is some people just want ocean views, and the intracoastal views are really spectacular, not only in the day but at night, where the ocean is completely dark. So you're getting a lot of variation with it.
That way you get the sunset views, and you also get the views of downtown West Palm Beach.
That's a beautiful piece of
all lit
marble.
up. So that's the Reaches. That's the part of you. That's your intracoastal view, and that's your ocean view right there. That's the master bath.
Is that marble?
So it is sapphire Brazilian marble that they brought in to do the kitchen and the master bath.
That's pretty spectacular.
Mm-hmm. The nice part about all these renovations that they did, the Reaches is a very financially secure building. So all of the renovations that they did and are currently doing every floor in the building are all covered with no assessments. They've done redecorating, a new roof, new seawalls, everything without any sort of assessment.
That's a big deal, because a lot of times you end up, you buy in a unit and then you get hit with the assessment, a year later, and the assessments in the condos can be pretty pricey depending on whether they're doing the elevators or scaffolding or, anything where there's major updating and stuff. And when are our beaches opening back up? Do you know, Adam? I think it's like this week. It's
possible to go this week. I was actually at the Reaches recently, and they have it locked off. You have a private entrance to the beach in front of it, but it is locked off that you can't go there. Their pool was open and usable the other day when I was there.
Nice. All right, so should we go to the, you want to show some pictures now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me put this on you. Go ahead.
Terrific. We're going to go to just the building itself so I can point out where the location is. Okay, as you can see there, right up there, that's the corner of the building that they're in. Okay, so that location right there is they're on what's called the 3rd floor, but really the 5th floor of the building, because the amenities constitute the lobby and the 2nd story, and then the units actually start on floor number 2. So they're on the 3rd floor, but the 5th floor of the building.
And that's a really good height to be at. Sometimes you don't want to be too high.
Well, they say the best views come between the 3rd and the 8th floor, because then you can get the sounds of the ocean as well as the views at eye level, as opposed to having to either look down or look up over balconies and things like that. So I'm going to take you into the lobby. So this is their brand new renovated lobby, full marble, everything. It's actually been done by a designer who resides in the building, funny enough. She does a lot of work on Singer Island, and she was in the process of doing everything. So this is the lobby floor that's been done, and the elevators have been done, which actually have backup generators already installed for them. And she did the amenities floor, and now they're starting with the lowest floors, moving up the building. There is, I guess, about 16 floors in the building. There's 90 units in the building itself. Okay, so now we're going to go to the entry of the unit, which is, again, the 3rd floor. So as you can see, that's where you come in the front door. This view is being taken from the front door. You come into a nice little vestibule area where the hallway on the right is your guest bedroom. You can see the entry to the kitchen, the entry to the living area, and actually right over my shoulder is the entry to the master suite.
Nice.
So this is the opposite direction, looking from the other way. From that master suite, you can see into the guest bath and the door, the entry door, and to right by the entry door is their laundry room. So in-unit laundry is also a big thing. They have a complete laundry room in the building, in the office, in their unit.
Yeah, right now that's kind of a nice feature in this environment.
It is. And even nicer than that is all of the controls. So the air conditioning system, the hot water system is in a utility closet right outside of the front door. So it can be serviced while you're there or not there. If, God forbid, there was an issue with a mechanical issue or a leak, it doesn't come anywhere into the unit itself. It's all located in the hallways. All right, let's look at the kitchen, because the kitchen is a stunning high gloss white with those sapphire blue countertops. It's a galley kitchen that comes in from the entryway and goes through to the dining room. The right side, you can see the beautiful countertops. On the left side is all of the mechanics. So you've got the stovetop, the wall oven, the refrigerator, the microwave, all that on the left side. We're going to look at it from the other direction. That's going the other direction. That's going from the dining room into the kitchen on that end. You can see the same thing, just the view is reversed. Now we're going to go look at the living room. That's the living room, and that is one of the corners that goes out. And you can actually see through the doors on the left, that's the ocean, and the doors on the right point to the intracoastal. We're going to flip around. That's from the balcony looking in. It's in a complete wall of mirror. Some units in here have actually taken that wall down. It's not a load-bearing wall. Depending upon how you like to entertain and cook, you could take the wall out and have the complete ocean views while you're in the kitchen. It's solely at the preference of the owners. So this unit has been completely updated from the ceilings, the walls, the tiling, the cabinetry, the plumbing, the electric, everything is brand new. It was designed by its owners. They have done crown molding throughout there. They have taken advantages of built-in closets, things like that. So the tile you see there is a nice neutral color with white baseboarding and crown molding with a cream color wall. We're going to go to another view of that. That's that favorite money shot, as I would like to say. You sit at your dining room table, and that's what you get to see right out the window.
Yeah, that's great. Is the building, by the way, what other amenities does it have? And if somebody has a pet, or what are the?
It's pet friendly. You can have pets up to 25 pounds. I believe the limit is 2. up to 25 pounds. They have tennis courts, they have a gym, they have a community room, they have a sitting room. They actually are one of the few buildings that has an indoor racquetball court for members only, for tenants only. All of their parking for owners is underground, under the building. There's 2 stories of parking. So every unit comes with a designated parking area. There are plenty of guest spots, both inside and outside, if you have multiple cars.
I mean, it's a really well thought out building, and to have all that inside, from parking to the racquetball, is pretty incredible. And a lot of the buildings, especially in Singer Island, don't allow pets. So to have, to allow pets, which, a lot of people have, I think it's 62% of the population has, a dog or a cat, and especially as people get older, they like to have the, companionship, when the kids are out of the house and stuff. I think seniors and millennials are the largest group of pet owners.
So it also has an outdoor pool, an outdoor barbecue area, an outdoor hot tub, shuffleboard, and locked private beach access. They have furnishings out on the beach as well, so that you don't even have to bring your own chair. We're going to take a quick look at the master. So as you can see, this is the master bedroom. It overlooks the ocean right over my shoulder. It has sliders going out to the terrace, and that's a wall of built-in closets. They actually have something that's very unique and interesting. They make a pull-down closet that almost doubles your closet space. This unit, they built in 2 layers of closets. So in order to get to, let's say, this cooler weather clothes, which they store behind, you pull down your summer gear and you get to everything else. So it has a double closet as well. They even have a built-in shoe closet in the unit for all of those that have a shoe passion. They have that as well.
Do they have a bow tie closet?
Unfortunately, they don't, but I guess if I lay them out carefully, I could put them where the shoes go, because I'm lucky if I have more than 6 pairs anyway.
If you have 2 dozen bow ties, they really don't take up that much space, so you're pretty easy.
They're sitting right on a shelf. This is the master bath. This is the entry to the master bath. They did the same thing in here. Their goal was to mimic the ocean blue inside, so they could bring outdoor living inside. You can see the sink, the makeup area, and behind my shoulder is a walk-in shower that they have redesigned so that it requires no glass and no doors. So you don't need anything other than to go in and come out. You don't open, you don't clean, you don't do anything. And then actually behind me is a bathroom closet also, all custom made for the owners. So that's the main bedroom. Now, if you wanted to have a guest, and I'm not so sure you'd want to share the views with anybody, but if you wanted to have a guest, here's a guest bed. So that's the guest bedroom. That overlooks the intercoastal on the right, that window. And then if you'll notice, all the way in the other corner is an entry to the wraparound terrace. Those overlook the ocean. Very large secondary bedroom. Can easily have another king if somebody wanted that in there, but you can have a couple of beds if you wanted your grandchildren, or a queen bed if you wanted just a couple guests, whatever you wanted. It's very accommodating. And upon the entry, it has 2 closets on either side of your entry, full redone closets as well. Now, my favorite part of the unit is what it looks like when you go outside. I could sit there forever watching the sunset. I don't think that I would have a problem like I do now when you wake up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, and all you're doing is staring at the blackness of the night. But if you were there and you woke up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, you grab yourself a drink and you go sit out there and watch the sun come up over that ocean, that's perfect, in my opinion. That's how, if I was going to be quarantined ever again, that's where I want to be quarantined.
I do not want to be quarantined ever again.
Well, if you had that view, you may not want to come out of your house either.
No, that's true. Where you are right now, it's kind of a big deal where people are quarantined.
Correct.
Adam, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I am a New York transplant to Florida. I came down in 2017 after a 30-year career up north in the not-for-profit world. I'm a licensed social worker before this. I'm still a licensed social worker, and that was what my career was in. And I came to Florida with my family and decided that I wanted to reinvent myself, but I wanted to continue my passion of helping families, helping people. And interestingly enough, helping people through transitions was one of my specialties as a social worker. And it actually plays quite naturally into working through the transitions of moving, whether you're relocating from out of town or you're downsizing or upsizing, whatever it is. And real estate was just the perfect match for me.
What, coming from social work, what, and doing a lot of things that were in transition, what advice do you have for people that are going through what they're going through right now?
I think that you're looking for, at least I could say we here at home, we're looking for where we're going to come out at the end and what this is going to do. Our appreciations for things, small, big, are very different now than what they were. I mean, we were down here, we took advantage of the beach as much as we could. And now when you're not taking advantage of certain things, it's like people who used to go out to dinner and now you're not taking advantage of it. I think when you go back to these traditional things, you're going to feel different about the people you come encounter with along the way. Everybody's so excited that the salons are opening up. I bet you'll have a new appreciation for your hairdressers now. The chef, the waiter, all these people that you kind of overlooked possibly before, you're going to appreciate now because you've missed them.
I was talking to my wife today. She's an LMHC, and she was saying, a lot of her clients are doing, okay from this because they've already, they're dealing that, they've dealt with anxiety and different things, and it's good strategy. I wonder if you saw any of that, from, same type of thing from your work.
Interestingly enough, I am quarantined with my 3 kids. It has been an experience to no end, but I will say that my family unit is a stronger family unit at the end of this than it was coming in, because you had nothing to do but rely on each other for aspects of your life. You couldn't rely on socializing necessarily outside. You couldn't rely on going to grab something to eat to a restaurant or shopping. You had to figure out, okay, we're going to make dinner. We started making dinner together as opposed to individually. So I think the relationships that people are having with their family is certainly strengthening over time. And this forced our hand in some respects. And it will be interesting to see how things that families do together, which might not have been the biggest thing, are going to be bigger.
Well, I think, you were on last night when we had the leafy greens on, and they were just talking about the same type of thing. They're doing more acoustic type of things and writing and stuff like that. So I think there'll be all sorts of interesting changes. I think there'll be some interesting changes. We'll see different trends out of in real estate. We may see, we know we're going to see more of a movement to Florida from the Northeast and the Midwest for the tax reasons and for there's more just room down here in the weather. But I think we'll see some we're going to see some more need for larger homes because the family unit is going to stay, together, longer, especially, with mom and dad or grandpa and grandma, staying in the house, or the need for working at home more, and having an extra den. So there'll be all sorts of different changes that, come out of something like this.
My friends up north that have been pondering the back and forth of coming down to Florida, not coming down to Florida, some of them, the decision's been made easier because they are out of work. They're out of work. So rather than having to search for new positions up north, they're already in a transitional stage. Their belief is we should just do the final transition to a place where we wanted to go in a couple of years anyway.
Showings were down. I looked at a statistic today, and going to be sending it out, but showings were down over 60%, requests for showings. And they have climbed last week. If we looked at May 1 through May 7th, and compared to 2019, it dropped every day. From May 7th, it was off 28% on May 1st, and on May 7th, 2 days ago, it was off 15%. So every day it went from 28 to like 24 to 22 to 18, eventually to 15. So I think a lot of it's coming from the Northeast. I know our website has a tremendous amount of traffic going on right now, and showing requests have popped back up. So there's especially both in the rental market and in the selling market, I think we'll do really well. A lot of because of what's right out to your right next door to you. If you look at Adam and his picture, that ocean is a major draw.
Interestingly enough, I showed this unit that you're looking at 3 times in this past week, 2 in person and 1 virtually, all from New York, all for New Yorkers. And I have 2 scheduled in-persons for this week, also New Yorkers that are coming and looking.
Interesting. I think we'll have it. I think we'll have it from the Midwest as well. I've talked to some people in Chicago, Cleveland. Normally those people, consider LA, or California, but the tax system there, where there's 13.3% income tax is so hefty that's going to become more important. We're 0. That's a big deal, and our density is so much lower. Medical situation here is wonderful in terms of doctors and all the services. So Adam,
May 9th, and it's snowing in New York.
Yeah, I saw that. It was like I saw in Chicago.
I have a friend who's shoveling their back porch.
My parents' house has 3 inches of snow this morning. My mom is beside herself.
We had 3 inches of snow. That's crazy.
Pocono Mountains, baby. 3 inches of snow on May. What's today's date? May the 9th. I told them they're crazy. All those people, if they don't get the hell up and move to South Florida. So maybe we'll get some uptick from people from my hometown moving down here.
We're going to get it from a lot of different places, because sometimes when you go through this, also sometimes you want a fresh start, and or people have been thinking about it for a long time, and sometimes that gets them to make a move. Adam, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, how do they do so?
They could email me at adam@echofineproperties.com, or there's my number, 561-631-0818. Or if you can't get out of the house and you live in Florida, just send up some smoke signals and I'll come by.
Adam shows with the bow tie, and Adam, thanks for
being the bow tie realtor. Somebody called me. Actually, Rob, I think it was you.
We're going to brand Adam into the bow tie realtor. When I went to school in Philadelphia, there was a meteorologist from NBC 10. He's still there. He's a legend. Hurricane Schwartz. Guy wears a bow tie for like 40 years, and everybody knows this guy. So, Adam, we're patenting it. I gave the secret away.
It's bow tie Bendeson.
But last night I was a Sprout. Now I'm bow tie Bendeson.
Bow tie Bendeson. So we're gonna go to another A. It's Ann, not Adam. Adam and Ann. So Ann, where are you at today? Oh, we have to unmute Ann.
Okay. Good afternoon. I am at 807 Windermere in PGA National here in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. And I am at a 2-bedroom townhouse condo right here. This is a Spanish-inspired home, has a great courtyard. The one thing about this, well, there's several things about this home. There have been many updates. This is virtually turnkey. The roof has been replaced in 2013. So you can tell it's a newer color. These are great firewalls too in between each unit.
And that could be like an $15,000 expense. That's a big deal when that work's been done.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's great as far as that. And also in addition, this is considered a garden view here. It's very private. This walkway goes behind the units and it winds up at the community pool. So you can easily take that walk without going into the street here in your front yard and hop on the trail in the back and go through to the community pool. I'll give you a shot of that area. This is your view, very quiet. For those of you that don't want to be on the golf course for various reasons, whether it's getting hit by a golf ball or the noise with the mowers in the morning.
I love to get hit by a golf ball because when you get hit by a golf, well, you get the free golf ball too.
Right. Yeah, you could save a bunch and just keep them for when you want to play. So it's very quiet here, very tranquil. You hear the birds, just a lovely, lovely place. And here in the front is a great courtyard. My client has placed some really nice pots with plantings, travertine tile here. She grills out here. In addition, this is a slider to an eat-in kitchen. And all of the glass here is impact glass in this home. That was installed in 2016. So you never have to worry about a hurricane, including the garage door. So that's a really great peace of mind feeling. And this is the kitchen. This kitchen has been replaced in 2018. These are shaker style cabinets with a great black quartz countertop with little flecks in it. It's just really simply.
And the great thing with shaker is they never go out of style.
Exactly.
We just put them in our own home, and that was one of the reasons.
Very simple.
Are those all the soft close, doors?
Yes.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
All soft close, stainless steel appliances. And in addition, there is an extended 5-year warranty on the appliances. So this is a great kitchen. There's a tile floor here. It's like a darker gray. It really complements the stainless steel and the little flecks in the quartz. It's just really, really pretty. And as I mentioned, this is an eat-in kitchen with those sliders that can go out to the courtyard. So if you're grilling, easily to go in and out of that area. Just really a delightful place to sit and eat and look at the plants and the birds and all of that in your front courtyard. And also the ceilings, there's hi-hats in here as well. And this is a pass-through to the dining room. So on the flip side, which I will show you in a couple of minutes, there's some stools there so you can eat, at the counter. Here is a shot of the family room. This is the floating stairwell going up to the second level. These are 3 sliders here, and they come out to a Florida room, which I will show you shortly. The tile is in a diagonal. That's also an added feature there. Here is another view, the dining room behind us, and here are the bar stools for the pass-through in the kitchen and the entryway into the kitchen. And again, this floating stairwell up to the second floor. Very generous. It's a wide home, not deep. So, when you walk in, it's very spacious, bright, has a lot of light coming in from what I call the Florida room, which we'll see in a minute. And here's the dining area. So it's very open floor plan, a family room dining area. And again, the pass-through here. Here is the great Florida room. My client works from home, so this is where she stations herself during the day. Again, it's the width of the condo, and it's not included in the square footage because it's not considered under air. However, she leaves the sliders open all day, year round, and it's air conditioning.
You could open that up to the outside too?
Yes, there's windows here. You can't see them from this shot, but she has a whole bank of windows and they slide open like sliders.
Nice.
And then lets in that natural light with that lovely garden view. Let me see if I have another. Before I leave the first floor, I also wanted to show you the powder room. This is a half bath downstairs. Unfortunately, I don't have a picture of the floor. It's a black and white marble floor. It's just really, really pretty. So now
we got to leave something to the imagination.
Yes, or come and visit in person.
There you go.
And here is the master. This is a Juliet balcony, again, impact glass. and very generous size, closets all the way down. Here is the master bath.
Claudia's
lovely.
watching, and sorry to interrupt you. Claudia's watching on Facebook Live. She says, "Great bonus space. Great bonus space."
Yes.
From earlier. That was a comment that just came through from Claudia. Thank you, Claudia.
Thanks, Claudia. You're right. That's a great spot. In fact, I love to sit out there. When we were doing open homes, I would sit out there and just listen to, the wildlife out there, and it's just pretty, very spacious, very quiet, really very nice place to sit. This is the second bedroom, again with the Juliet balcony, impact glass, and here's a view of the closets, similar to the master, which I didn't have a view of, but so the whole wall, plenty of closet space here. And steps away, literally across the hall, is the second bathroom, second full
I love the
bathroom.
color, and I love the doves.
Yeah, very cool. And here's a beautiful view in the evening, very tranquil.
That's a western exposure.
The front is, yes.
Yeah, so it's all sunset. It's all in the back. That's all sunsets at night. And the Florida sunsets they're different every night, and depending on time of the year, but they're totally spectacular. And
Yeah,
you can and in there, you can walk to the club. Hey, Rob, can you put the PGA video on? And I'll show that a little bit, for everybody. Yeah, so PGA National, there's 4,961 homes. It's ranked 33rd in the U.S. in top 100 golf courses. That's the Nicklaus course that they play on, the Honda. There's 43 unique neighborhoods, Windermere being one of them. There's all this open space and preserve. There's 2,340 acres. There's 4 championship golf courses on site, and then there's one off site that's out that's the Estates course. We host the Honda. It has its own PGA resort and spa. There's 7 Waters of the World and convention center, and there's 4 different restaurants that are inside the club. So 32,000 square foot health club as well that has been done. It's in between. You can see there on the map where it's outlined PGA Boulevard on the north end, and then North Lake on the last end, on the bottom end. The turnpike is across the street on the PGA side. It's about 3 minutes away on the south side. And then you just have access to 95. You have access to all these restaurants, maybe 100 restaurants on PGA, Boulevard, and close to the beach, and all the shopping that's nearby. If you want to go to Disney, you're just a couple hours away from there, maybe 15, 20 minutes to the airport. That's a good aerial shot of the resort. That's the bear that you also see that statue at the bear trap that you probably recognize if you've watched the Honda. At the Honda, we get the Tiger plays. Phil Mickelson just moved here from California to escape those 13% taxes. So he just purchased over here. We have Rory. Half the tour members are in our area. It's because the waterways and the boating and the beach and the airport access, are all are all here. There's a good shot of the the bear at the bear trap. That was the second one I was talking about. And then the neighborhoods here, a lot of them are all on the golf courses, or they're on different lakes and waterways or natural preserves that you'll see. The neighborhood's all different. You'll have an area. You have large estate homes that get into can be anywhere from 2,500 on up into 7,000 square foot monster type of homes, and then you have just different types of neighborhoods that are all very different. There's zero lot line neighborhoods. There are neighborhoods that are condos, both larger and smaller condos, and then you have townhome neighborhoods that are almost like single family homes, like the one that Ann has been showing. There's lots of things to do at PGA. There's 22 tennis courts. They have 2 pickleball courts they just put in. There's that 32,000 square foot health center that you see, and then the resort is right up from there. There's a very large croquet center that's at PGA. So after you go from tennis to pickleball, the croquet is the next stop. You just have to put on a little white uniform, that you see. And then there's just these beautiful views throughout that hug all these that hug all these neighborhoods that you see, and all this green space. If you walk around PGA, the whole perimeter, there's jogging and rollerblading and bike riding that you'll see all the time throughout the community, and just beautiful wildlife in here. So that's a little bit about PGA National. Membership is not mandatory in PGA either. So that's Villa d'Est, which is a sister community across the street from Windermere, which is beautifully inspired neighborhood. That's Preston, one of those custom home neighborhoods I was talking about. But the membership's not mandatory. It's a very inexpensive membership. If you do want to join, there's different tiers. So you can be a golf member, you can be a tennis member, or just a social member and use the health club, or not a member at all. About 20% of people who live at PGA are part of the club, but when you sell your place or buy, you're not required to. So it's just a very easy living type of community. They start in the 200s. Certain neighborhoods are great for rentals as well. And so people a lot of times start there, then they trade up within the community, or people will downsize into PGA. So it just has a lot to offer. And if you'd like to see your home and answer any questions, can you put up your information?
Sure. Let me pull that up. Here's my contact information. And I would love to show you this home. Anytime you'd like to see, give me a call or email, or text is the best way, or calling me. And my number is 561-818-5215. And I look forward to seeing you.
A plethora of ways to get in touch with Ann Simeone.
Yes.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
I just want to say I just checked the weather forecast for my hometown in northeastern Pennsylvania. 33 degrees. 33. It's not a joke.
Well, it may not. At least you won't have frozen ice, because that's 32.
But we have
what do you get? Sleet?
Well, it's 3 inches of snow last night. It was in the 20s. Now it's 33, so it's warmed up, and it's 83 here. So that's a 50-degree temperature change.
So it's not May flowers. It's May ice.
Oh,
May snow. That's crazy.
I'm just
yeah,
saying.
that's crazy.
I'm just saying. Now's the time to move to Florida. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
We got dolphins jumping in the ocean. So why would you not want to be here?
Yeah.
I'm going to bring you now to a neighborhood that's in. This is on Aviles, which is in Paloma. And we are at 12281 Aviles Circle. Oops, give me 1 second. So this is on a cul-de-sac neighborhood. There's a beautiful shot of it at night. A little over 3,300 square feet altogether. Paloma is a neighborhood that's located in Palm Beach Gardens. It's just a picture-perfect location. It's in between Donald Ross Road, which borders Jupiter and Palm Beach Gardens, and PGA, and it's probably 10 minutes from the beach, and you're right by 95 Turnpike. It's a gated community as well, but being on a cul-de-sac is a really nice feature, especially for families, and it's quiet. There's 4 homes altogether in there. This is new. Paloma is also newer construction, so you have all impact glass, and you're not worrying about a lot of style changes as well. Because of that, which cost all sorts of dollars. That's kind of when you first enter the house, and I'll duck, and you have that staircase that goes up. There's 4 bedrooms that are upstairs, plus a loft area. Beautiful dining room area that's right by the front, and then that's kitty quarter. You've got a nice sitting room area for your living room. Then you've got this open kitchen. Really pretty. Mahogany style, cabinets, all granite, countertops, beautiful island, which is, great for buffeting or entertaining or family meals to, or after home at school. And then, breaks it up with different tile backsplashes. So all sorts of little separate areas. And this is all an open concept, and there's a little bit of a closer, shot for you in the kitchen, where we're all spending a lot of our days. And then you can see over there, it just opens up into the family room. And then that's how they're building them today. You're just getting these open, floor plans where everything's open, your TV, watching your family room, and then it opens up right to the outdoors, and it brings in, terrific light in there. This is upstairs. It's it's an office, upstairs. There's the master, bedroom, and you've got this beautiful view of the preserve in there will never be built on, and it's all natural, and you get nice wildlife and birds and pretty sunsets, which we can show you. Master bath has separate vanities that are separated, in each other. So there's some good social distancing going on there right now. There's also this in the master, there's this extra, loft area space. So, great for, you want to build an extra giant closet, or it's perfect here for an exercise, room. That's all in your master. And then there's 3 guest bedrooms upstairs. That's, one of the rooms in there. It has its own ensuite. There's another one in there, and the toys are ready to go in there. So if you have kids or grandkids, that's a lot of fun. And then most importantly is look at the outside area. This one really has everything. You've got, just like Ann had, you have that western exposure, and you're getting open light from the south. So you're gonna get light on your pool, all day long. But it's got a covered area, which you can see better from this shot. So you've got this, which I don't have. We have no covered area. So we bake when we're outside, or if it's raining, we can't sit out. In here you can, where you have this entire covered area over there. They've got the hammock playing, the umbrellas open, lots of paver space. So it's good if you want to, lay out and entertain. And then you've got a pool, and then, your spa. So this is just a terrific home. This is a great home to be quarantined in, because you've just got everything going on out there. If you've got a dog, you've got good space, back there. And then, your view is just spectacular. So if you come here at night, the sunsets are, it's just amazing. At Halloween, this neighborhood is just loaded with, with trick-or-treaters, and because you're behind on the cul-de-sac, you don't get all that traffic. Paloma has 2 different entrances in there. It's gated, and you have to be called in, through the gate. So the security's, terrific. There's a shot of it at night. And then they have, just lakes and pools and tennis courts and all sorts of, community things, to do, within Paloma. So I put the links up there for all the homes for both the home that I'm showing in Paloma right now. I did Ann's home and Ann's profile, Adam's information, and now we're going to go out to Penny Burke. Penny, I'm going to put the pin and the spotlight on you, and we're going to do this again. We were having technical difficulties yesterday, so everybody missed Penny, but now we get to see her. So Penny, I'm going to put on a little story we did on you at one time. What's your doggy's name?
Bentley.
Bentley. Where did Bentley's name come from? I love Bentley.
I don't know. It was the first name that me and my kids finally agreed upon. My other dog's name is Biscuit, so I guess we like the bees. So
watching your video about you're seeing Mark Wahlberg, you're seeing Pain and Gain, later on you're going to see some thongs. What in the world's going on?
Well, I have a perfect example, Jeff, that we are never too old to reinvent ourselves. So everyone who's sitting home quarantining right now, wondering, A, am I going back to a job? B, do I even like my job? This is a great opportunity to say, you know what have I always wanted to do? So I went from being a full-time lawyer, Pain and Gain, that was actually one of my trials, was made into that movie. I ended up writing a book, widows moving on after loss, which is where the thong came from, because my mom used to wear big underwear that we called granny panties. And when I found her with a bright red thong in the laundry, I prayed it wasn't my husband's, and she said it was. So I ended up actually writing this book, and it's actually for anyone, who suffered loss moving on. And I met some really fabulous women in a country club called Aviles. And they said, you know, Penny, I wish that you were a realtor with your background. I would love you to list my house. And there it was. It was reborn, Jeff. I decided to become an agent.
Where did your sense of empathy for other people and advocacy, where did that come from?
I believe that empathy is something that needs to be nurtured from early on. In fact, having done criminal defense law for so long, it's something that you can't teach someone. There is a book called Emotional Intelligence. And basically what it says is if you get along with people and you're kind, people connect to you on that kind of a visceral level, even sometimes over competency, believe it or not. But I thank my parents, you know, they just always raised me that way. And I just continued it. I like to do those kind of things, help people.
And how does your law background help you in real estate transactions?
I'm surprised just how much it helps me. The first thing I would say is attention to detail. Having picked juries for so long and having to watch any sign of what they like or don't like, what they're listening to, I pay very close attention to detail, both in the homes and in the contract. And I listen to what people are looking for, negotiating. I believe that having negotiated for 15 years and going against other agents that have not, without realizing it, Jeff, they say too much. And if they're representing the seller, they're not going to get them the highest price because now I'm going to use it against them. And if they represent the buyer, I'm able to get more money from my client because I'm going to unfortunately use it against them. Forward thinking, knowing what you want to avoid, knowing you want to close, how to get there. You know, I'm used to doing that. And I guess the last thing I would say is in every transaction, unfortunately, we go in thinking everybody, it's kumbaya. It doesn't always last. There's sometimes conflict and deals fall apart. And I take pride in the fact that I'll do everything I can to keep the deal together. I think that my strength is conflict resolution. And sometimes you just have to know all parties, people want to be heard, and you can get through it if you handle it in the right way.
I think with you too, what's one of your strengths is that you get along with people and you disarm, I think, the other side, where I've seen people come, you know, people open up to you and deals don't fall apart, you know, with you, you know, when you're handling it.
I think what I've learned, and I would say this is a good piece of advice to others, is you never know where you're getting somebody, whether you're walking into a store or maybe you're walking into a listing appointment and the person that you're about to encounter has had a really bad day and they snap at you. Most people take that personally. Having done criminal defense for so long and have met so many people that have been in some serious situations, early on, it did hurt my feelings. You know, it made me uncomfortable. And then you learn early on not to take it personally. And once you do that, you're very good at getting along with people because you're able to say to them, clearly you're having the bad day. And then I'm able to make them laugh and we move on. So, you know, sometimes you just don't know what happened to somebody right before they get to you.
Well, I think when people when they're dealing with a real estate transaction, you know, sometimes it's always it's a great experience, but sometimes people are going through something. It could be a divorce, it could be a health issue, it could be a downsize that they don't want to. They could be embarrassed. There's, you know, one spouse may be handling it fine and another one isn't. And then you're in the middle of all that and you're dealing with a lot of emotions, you know, as well. So it's a lot of, you know, probably in law, I'm sure it was harder, but sometimes in real estate, it can be the same. It can be the same thing, or it could be emotions on the other side too. And, you know, when everybody gets it done, they're always happy, you know, with it or you know, or mostly at least.
Well, I honestly, one of the reasons, Jeff, that I wanted to join ECHO is exactly what you said. I don't think it's necessarily to me being an attorney. I think most realtors get into this profession for one reason or another. They do love people and they want to help people. And that is a common thread among successful realtors, which I believe runs through the fabric of the ECHO team, that in addition to caring for our clients, you know, like we have an agent right now who I won't mention his name, Jeff, but unable to maybe show his houses right now. you know, you got a list of who's going to show those houses for him as if they were our own. So I think it's important that not only are we there for those people, but our infrastructure works the same way, which is what carries it on and makes us so successful.
Penny, anything else about you that we don't know?
I don't know. I think you kind of got it all.
Did you come today with any good puns? Penny's about the most quick-witted person that I know.
I should have made a pun since I knew it was coming on today, but all I can tell you is I really don't have anything too punny to say. But if you're watching out there and you want to see anything, I can only promise you that if you come into contact with me, you won't get the virus. But that's all I have, Jeff. I don't have what I've done with my time.
Penny knows really all the areas. She knows Bell and Isle, Ibis, Botanica, everything really going from West Palm Beach Gardens, Jupiter, on out. She knows that you get great representation. She's a little quiet, and hopefully you'll get her out of her shell. But it's really a ball to work with her. It's fun, and you're going to meet a great. You're not going to have a great realtor and great representation. And if things get hairy, you've got the right representation. But you're going to meet a great friend along the way, because she's going to do everything for you, and you're going to laugh, and that's part of the process. It needs to be an enjoyable experience, and when it's a stressful experience, you need laughter sometimes to break it up. Especially now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want to say, go ahead.
I'm thinking of somebody recently. It was and you just kept cracking that person up, and that alleviated a lot of the stress. I mean, it sounds silly, but it's really important. And because you're dealing with, when you're selling a home or you're buying a home, there's a lot of moving parts, more than you think. And, from, packing, or where does this go? Or, you may not be, they don't want your furniture or whatever, and you feel like you're hurt, all sorts of different things. So when you have Penny by your side, it helps navigate the process.
Well, I just want to say I have to give credit where credit is due. I do pimp out my family. My husband is extremely handy. So I'm very happy to, use him. I pimp out my kids if they need to come and move stuff. So
Then you move a dining room table or a piano or something.
Whatever needs to be done. So, we go the extra mile here with the Burks.
You saw Penny on the video where she's, was taking care of the pool, and that's what she does. She does all that. She's paying attention to detail. She wants the house to look, perfect. So you're getting all that with Penny. So
well,
you get more than your penny's worth.
So it makes sense to call me, Jeff.
It does make sense, much more than a penny.
That's my pun.
That's a good pun. All right, so that's it for today for Homes and Realtor Spotlight. And then Rob, what do we have coming up later today?
At 2:00, Suzanne Slate will be joining us with a local yoga instructor talking about, yoga.
Journey to wellness.
Different ways to bend your body that I can't bend my body into, but we're going to see. And I just found out one of my favorite movies growing up as a kid. I don't know if you guys remember this.
It was Pain and Gain, right?
Well, yes. Along with The Purple People Eater. Do you guys ever remember that movie? He was
the Minnesota Vikings defensive line.
No. He was a one-eyed, one-horn flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horn flying purple. Little Richard died.
I did hear that.
He passed away. I just saw that. I was like, oh my God.
Adam, do you have a purple bow tie?
No, I don't think I do. Funny enough.
I think we need to sing the song. On Friday, we do a happy hour. I think we need to do a little bit of we need to have that song playing. If we had a band last night, the Leafy Greens, and we need to do a little Richard.
And I will repeat one more time for all my friends that are watching from Northeast Pennsylvania. I apologize for the 33-degree and snow, but it is 83 down here. My son's out on the trampoline, and you need to move to Florida very soon, I think. So
call us.
Yeah, it's your choice to live in 33 degrees and sleep.
Oh, and May 9th. Oh.
So pick your choice. You've got Ann, you've got Adam, you've got Penny. Give them a ring, a text, an email. I'll be happy to show you around. All right. So till 2 o'clock, and then tomorrow we've got 3 more open houses, and then we're and throughout the week, I think we have 4 businesses we're profiling every day.
And
So
Jeff,
if you've got a local business and you want it profiled, whether it's a restaurant or a chiropractor or doctor's office or a pressure cleaner, whatever you have, we'll share with it live and talk to you about what you're doing right now through this.
Jeff, one quick
Yes.
thing. To all the men that are slow out there, tomorrow is Mother's Day.
Ah,
Do
yes.
not forget.
Crap.
I got Mother's Day in a box.
Okay. Oh, that's
I did, yeah.
that's gonna be good.
And what else did everybody else get?
I'm doing bagels and lox. I'm boring.
That's what I have coming in too. Rob, have you taken your own advice?
I'm heading out later to grab some. I didn't forget. I've just been busy.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
All right.
Well,
So
adios,
for-
everyone.
For Ann Simeone, Penny Burke, Rob Moore,
Bye-bye.
and Adam Bendeson, the bow tie Bendeson.
So
long,
handsome.
everybody.